Hey guys, today's video is a little bit different than our other videos.
By a little bit different, he means a lot different for many reasons. One of them being that I had nothing to do with the editing.
Yeah, I did the editing on this one, so it's a very rough edit. And the difference today is that this is going to be an install video. It's not going to have lots of fancy B-roll and music. It's just me installing our Surge Guard Total Protection System internal and how I did that.
Right.
First of all, if you're not looking to see how the install was done and wiring, just move on to the next video. In fact, we'll put a link up here. You can watch something else. Yeah. But yeah, so in this video, I am going to be replacing our Progressive Industries EMS, which did go bad and died, but took one for the team.
Didn't go bad, it just did its job and died.
Yeah, its goal is to basically shut off bad power and at the very least sacrifice itself for our RV. It did. Progressive Industries replaced it for free, so no issues at all with Progressive Industries. It was a really good EMS.
If you watched our total electrical protection video that we did last Sunday, which is right here, you'll see that we talk about the fact that we like Progressive Industries. It's a great product. It did its job well. But we chose this new product for a couple of reasons. Yeah,
our friends Eric and Tammy at Techno RV wanted us to give the Surge Guard a try, which is made by Southwire, and it's been awesome, and I actually love the display a lot more. So in this video, you're going to see me replace our Progressive Industries with the Surge Guard. You're also going to see me attempt to run some control cables and fail. Then you're going
failure.
And yeah, big time. And you're also going to see how I overcome that and do them properly. And at the same time, I clean up some of our wiring for our inverter and our battery monitor.
We recommend that you guys don't attempt this if you're not comfortable with AC wiring.
Right. Also, technically in the documentation, both units say it must be installed by a certified electrician or RV technician, so there would be grounds for them to deny your warranty claim, potentially. Progressive Industries didn't do that with us. They replaced it anyway, but just fair warning, when you do some wiring like this yourself, sometimes you're putting yourself out there for that possibility.
Okay.
Let's go. As we've hopefully already explained, I am swapping out our broken EMS, which will hopefully get replaced. We are going to be swapping it out for the Surge Guard internal, which is this guy right here. Again, thank you Eric and Tammy from Techno RV for sending this over. We will be giving this a try. First order of business, I'm set these out of the way here, is to get the old EMS out. I've already got it bypassed because we had to be able to use power. So let me just show you what we've got going on here. This is the old EMS. So my only goal right now is just to pull this guy out and get him out of the way so I can put in the new EMS. All right, so let's get this old guy out of here. Both of these EMSs are the same as far as wiring goes. You've got 6 gauge, 3 wires, hot, neutral, and a ground. You have an input and an output on both of these. And that's really all, and a control cable, and that's all there is to it. It's not that hard to wire. Biggest thing is make sure power's turned off. Obviously, hopefully you know that already. So I am going to take a minute to read these directions. I think it should be pretty straightforward, but always read the directions for something like this. A couple of gotchas reading the directions that are going to cause quite a bit more work for me. I was also hoping that the control cable was the same as my old control cable, which is a standard plain old 4-pin RJ11, which is basically a phone connector. But the new controller cable is 6 pins, still RJ11, but all 6 pins are used instead of just 4. Routing that cable up there was a huge pain in the ass, but I'm gonna have to do it again to get this in there and do it right. So this project just tripled in time duration, which is about right. So I've got some work to do. I gotta run some cables. The other part I forgot to mention that's going to make this a little bit more complicated is this one, the old guy, I could just mount sitting on the ground, which is what I wanted to do. with this one, but apparently it's got some sort of gravity sensitivity. It specifically says on the side here where the control cable goes, and also in the directions here, that mounting with gravity this way, no bueno. So I can't mount it on the ground. I can mount it on its side, like this, pretty much anyway. I can mount it upside down, like this. So I gotta find a spot in here where I can put this. Get down here. It's actually kind of a good thing, because I don't know if you can see back here all of the plumbing. Now this guy was sealed with all the connections on the inside, whereas this one, you can see the connectors are going to be exposed. So I probably wouldn't want this on the ground underneath those pipes anyway, in case they leak. So the plan is, these are the two cables I want to run. This is the cable that I will pull in. I will give them some overlap, and I will stagger these two like this, so they're nice and flat. I'm going to wrap the whole thing in tape, pull that sucker through. That's how I got the first ones through. Boom. Got it about as thin as I can get it by staggering the two connectors here and the connector down here. I got plenty of length, so there's lots of grip to pull it through. Let's do this. So you can see this is the old EMS right here. I'm going to pull that off, and this is the cable that's connected down there. Start pulling. All right, I just got some tension there. I'm going to go outside and try to feed it through a little bit, so I don't have to just yank it from this side. Okay, got that fed up in there. I should have a little more slack here. I do. Now I'm just going to keep on tugging. It's good, it's good. I can feel the tape, which means I'm close. It's coming through. My plan A is, because my cable broke. Time for plan B. Apparently, I got really lucky the first time using existing cable to run new cables through. It's just so freaking tight. That wiring you saw inside there, it's just jammed in there. But I've got a plan B, so let's go talk about that. Plan B, first off, bring all this back. So you can see this was an abysmal failure. For now, I think I'm just going to let it kind of hang out up there, and I will mount that later. My main goal right now is to get the new EMS installed and operating, and worry about some of the finer touches later. So, where do I put this? I think that'll work. I got plenty of room. You can see it lined in coming from that side, lined out over here down to the ATS. It'll be up out of the way and over the waterworks there. Quick note, these instructions, as well as the instructions that came with the Progressive Industries, both say things like this. Must be installed by a licensed electrician or an RV dealer. I'm not an RV dealer. I do have a driver's license. Kind of an electrician. I had lots of training in the Navy, but I call it good. I think this is one of those, we reserve the right to deny your warranty claim because you're not a licensed electrician. Whatever. This isn't something you should be doing if you're not comfortable with electricity. If you don't know what, hot, neutral is, get somebody to do this for you, or use the pedestal version. Electricity is dangerous. So load side, I can go ahead and wire this up here. I can probably cut some of the slack out of here since they're nice and tight. You never line up the way you want them to. Pretty straightforward. Black to black, white to white, red to red, ground to green. But I don't want them this long, so let me go get my good wire cutter. Don't want to get the insulation pinched in, you just want to get the conductor, but you want the insulation all the way up and snug. Oh, there it is, 16 inch-pounds. The load side is ready to go. This will run to the ATS. The shore power line will come in right here. So I've got the clearance, power's off. Even with nothing connected and pretty much no way to have power on here, I still am going to verify. Alright, 0 on that line, 0 there. If you look here, this is the transfer switch, ATS. I've got the lid off of it. And this is in from the generator. This is in from shore power. And this goes out. This goes out to the inverter, which then goes to the distribution panel. So I need to disconnect this. Shore power, that line runs straight over there. That's the input from the plug on the side of the RV. And that will go straight to the EMS. I'm not going to cut these quite as short as I did the other side. I basically just want to trim off about an inch. One trouble with doing these projects at 50 is not being able to see crap up close. Yes, a proper wire stripper would make this easier. I just don't have one for this gauge of wire. The plan is to mount this up here. So I want to bring this wire up and over this stuff. Okay. This one's lining up a lot easier than the other side did. Looking good, looking good. Okay, so this guy's all hooked up. I've got some screws all ready to go that I have kind of visually made sure aren't too deep as to screw all the way through the floor here. Give myself plenty of room here. I also want to make sure I have room for my control cable. Move it over a little bit. Look at that, nice. Also, per the instructions, installing some little clamps to take the pressure off of these connections and put them up on the structure, so that way it's not yanking on it as we go down the road. That's better. Not rubbing on anything, not hitting anything. Ooh, they're even in the right order already. All looking good. All right, so all done. Quick overview. We've got the line in from the side of the rig, which goes over and down and up to the EMS on the line side, and then from the load side up and over, down into the ATS right here. Snug down, red, white, black. Got the ground wire here, and of course nothing else has changed here. This still goes out to the inverter and then the distributor panel. So it's time to apply power and hope it doesn't blow up. Oh, let's hook up our control cable. I'm glad I didn't leave less room. There we go. And there we go. And then this guy, go to this. Here. Time to go turn on power. I'm gonna leave this on just in case it catches on fire in here. I'll have a video of it. Alrighty. Here we go. Oh, we just got a little delay here. It's doing its little thing. 22 volts, 0 amps, 0 amps. I do like this display a lot better. I forget what the default delay is here. Oh, there it goes. Oh, I like that display actually. Let me show you here. I like that you can see both lines here with one glance. 117, 123, 12 amps off line 1. Project number 2 today. While I've got the basement all torn apart, I want to run the wiring to the control cabinet for the EMS and for the battery monitor. I tried it once before, but I did it without taking the connectors off. So it had a bigger bundle, it was hard to pull through, and my pull-through cable broke. So I've got, these are RJ12 connectors, or 6-pin, like little phone connectors, except phone connectors are RJ11 and have 4 pins. So I'm going to snip these off, and then I will be able to Tape them up nice and tightly to a lead cable. That one for this cable is for the EMS. This cable is for the battery monitor. I'll snip both those off. I have this much slack for the go power for the, what is that called, inverter. This is how much slack I had left down here, so I'll be able to get rid of all the extra slack for all of our cables, but I'll be able to use this slack to pull the other two lines up. You can see they go up there. This is the line that I'll be using to pull it through. Pretty tight. I think I can do it. I did two things with these cables. I verified that it's the same order of pin out on both ends of the cable. There's no swapping going on. And I also, of course, took a picture. Not that I can't refer to the other end, but I took a picture to make sure I had a record of what order the lines go. All right, I should be able to get that nice and tight. Alrighty, here goes nothing. Just pops right off. That hang down there. Up under here is my control cable for the inverter. I'm going to pull this a little bit at a time until I get some resistance, and that will be when the bundle reaches the point where it goes through, and I'll go underneath and I'll feed that through the bottom. You can see how much I've pulled through already. So far I'm getting resistance, but not a ton. Oh, there it is. Alright, time to go underneath. And I hope this works. Ah, I got it. Here is the bundle. All three cables. Success. Alright, that's plenty of slack. Tape off. Got some RJ12s. You want to make sure you've got a proper crimp tool. I have this left over from my networking days. The right die in there. Done. Now we shall see if my worked. Boom. Now we have, so a couple of days in a row, we've had power issues and I kept having to go outside to check the EMS. Now I'll have it right up here. This one will be a little bit more of a pain because I'm going to have to put the, it's not a flat cable, it's round. So I'm going to have to get all the wires in order. This is where a picture comes in handy because I can zoom in on it. See? Now you can see, hopefully, I've got all three cables with all the slack cut out. Let's test the inverter line. So this is good. I've got a little bit of slack, but not too much. Boom. I know it's just wiring, but I'm pretty excited about this. So now I just have to go run the other ends to their respective counterparts and go and cut all that slack out of there. Now that I have a bag full of RJ12s, I can make these cables the proper length instead of having all the slack all over the place. I ran the wire, can't see it, but it's in. This is the wiring for the inverter. You can see I've got 2 runs of 6.3 Romex. Here's the control cable for the inverter. Here's the control cable for the battery monitor. Goes all the way over there. And yep, it's a mess out here. It's a mess. those wires all come through up here. And then the control cable goes down to the shunt. That is the shunt for the battery monitor. Let's go see if it works. Moment of truth for the battery monitor cable. That's this guy. Looks good. Let's see if I can connect to it with my Bluetooth. And there it is. 2 out of 3 complete. We just got to get the slack out of the EMS line. You can see what I mean here. This is the line. This is how much slack I've got. Don't need all that. It needs to go right to there. Put some slack in the line just so it makes it easier to work on. These flat ribbon cables are so much easier. There we go. Simple as that. So now the EMS, the battery monitor, inverter, wiring is all good. Now I just have to mount that stuff. That's next. Maybe not today. Don't know what time it is. But at least the wiring's here. And I can just set this stuff inside here for now if I don't need to do it right now. Right now I gotta clean up before I drive Tara crazy with this mess. So that's it. It may seem like a short thing, but that was several days.
Yeah, it was awesome.
And also, subsequent to all that installation, I did cut the holes and mount all of the equipment in our cabinet over here, and it's been working great.
Yeah. By the way, guys, we are still planning on continuing our RV maintenance series. It's still coming. We still have things like generator maintenance and slide maintenance and
seals, lubrication,
all kinds of good stuff.
Going to continue that on. It's going to be, that's going to go on for a while.
Yeah, because there's a lot of maintenance to do in the RV.
True story.
Just want to let you guys know we haven't forgotten about it.
Yep.
Don't forget to click the like button and click subscribe.
Yeah, click the bell so you'll get notified. Also check out our website, changinglanesrv.com. We do have blog posts and things on there that don't make it into videos.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
See ya.